Yo, 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 yo. All right, lads. So I had my mic on mute just a second ago. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the reaction stream for Chelsea. Sorry, for Sheffield United versus Chelsea. Can you not hear me now, Isaac? Can you hear me or not? In the comment below, let me know if you can hear me or you can't hear me. Mo, can you hear me? Hold on a second. Can you guys hear me in the stream? Please let me know. All right, brilliant, brilliant. Lads, I've put a link. Brilliant, Isaac. Thank you. I've put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to jump in and give me their thoughts and opinions on the game, I'd be more than happy to hear it. Doing it. Okay, lads. I'm going to talk about the game. I want to talk about what we saw tonight. To be honest, the game was interesting. The lineup was interesting. A lot of questions in regards to the lineup. Some were answered in the game. Some are still unanswered. I'm still not sure why Zuma isn't starting. I'm still not sure why Ziyech isn't playing. I would have thought he would have come in the second half. I was really surprised at the substitution for Kante and Timo Werner. That was weird. Timo and Isaac, I agree. Timo had a decent game, and so did Mount. Mount had a very good game. I'm not sure about the penalty though. I want to know what you guys think about the penalty. Do you guys think that was a fair penalty? Because I think Timo Werner kind of kicked the ball away and kind of played for that, but it is what it is. And to be honest, it's a bit of a weird one because it's a penalty that should have been given. Yeah. Welcome to the stream, Mikhail. Welcome to the stream, Alex. I'm just talking about the penalty for Timo Werner. What do you guys think about that? Because it looked like he was playing for that, really.
I don't know. You got a penalty. We don't complain. Just move on. But no. Look, the keeper didn't go for the ball. He went for the player. He made a movement to the left. It's a penalty. Even if he wasn't going to get the ball, he still didn't challenge for the ball.
There was contact, and it's one of those situations. If you don't sell it, you don't get it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, there was contact. It was a goal scoring opportunity. But yeah, like you said, he sold it pretty well.
Hey,
and to be fair, Mikhail, don't you think they should have got one for the Rudiger push just a little bit after that?
No,
that looks a bit sus to me, man.
Rudiger, I don't know. Rudiger is a whole different topic for today, but
I agree. Rudiger had a game, man.
The thing is, he has some good parts in the game, but it's just the annoying thing is like, I think like I've got this bad feeling. Yeah, I think he's like a very cocky guy, and he thinks he's like so good that I don't know. I always just get this aura about him, like with Rudiger, that he thinks he's so like, oh, I'm so good. I'm gonna like pass the ball here and do what I want, and it's just like, I don't know. Just there is an aura of him, but there was sometimes you can do simple stuff. But give credit to him, he did actually bounce. Sometimes players will kind of do one bad mistake and then have a, end up performing bad after that. He did actually make two important kind of head like a hard header from the back from the cross, and then the two blocks. So give credit to him, but at the same time, he just looks shaky every time he does it. Or he usually play. There's always the problem with Rudiger. There's always a mistake in him, and to win a title and to go further into like, I mean, we can't have that, and that's the problem. But Christensen today, oh my God, he was brilliant today. I thought Christensen was brilliant today.
I thought the defending on the whole was okay. I think there was a 5 minute before the own goal and 5 minutes after the own goal, where it looked a bit shaky. But throughout, it was a pretty solid defensive performance. Max, welcome to the stream, brother. What's your thoughts on the match, man? What's your opinions on the match?
I said it's not going to be a walkover because a lot of people are thinking Sheffield United. Sheffield United come into a bit of form, and so they're not there. And they played with confidence. First half, especially the first 10-15, they came out to play, man. So they weren't coming to part the bus, and they should really have scored. Was it a Norwood? Ollie Norwood? Had he knocked it across rather than near post? And but pressing team, they came and pressed us hard. And what it showed today for me is when you're getting these teams who can press you hard, especially the midfield, Jorginho can't hack it. So you know what, he's been okay of late, but because the other teams have given him a bit of time and space, but the physicality hasn't got that, and then so so we were losing that midfield battle. I thought early doors.
He was a bit better. He got a bit better after.
He did second half. He did.
He looked a bit more controlling, but
I wasn't screaming at him as much in the second half, so he must have got better because I didn't.
I'm glad the hop, skip, and shoot worked today. So coming back.
But I gotta say as well, Werner I thought was first class. He just needs a goal. I thought he's getting so much. He's so. Not say world class. He was good. He was very good.
I was gonna say, if this is Werner out of form, we'll take it.
So you know what? So he was obviously he made both goals. Just the cutback. That's the only bit of quality in the first half. That was a fantastic from
Torres raging.
Yeah, from back to front, I thought that was good, well worked goal, and obviously he won the penalty. And I'm still scratching my head at why Kevin Friend didn't give it first off, why he needed VAR to sort it out. It was such a clear cut penalty. So ridiculous. And why wasn't it? I thought he was clean on goal to score red card. I was thinking he didn't even get a yellow, did he, for it?
Yeah, no, that's what I was. Yeah, I guess maybe because he tried to win the ball, so then it's not.
They have a different rule. If you go to and you just miss time, it's not. If it's deliberate or something, there's stupid
malicious.
But it's surely a yellow. I thought.
Yeah.
But but you know what? Sorry.
Go on.
But when he took off, obviously Pulisic was might have been carrying a knock because they were wrapping him up. But when they took him off and brought Jorginho, and then we didn't have any strikers on the pitch, I was thinking, what are we doing? Imagine they score. But you know what? It worked because we just managed the game out, which is good because we haven't seen that a lot under the previous manager, where we just managed the game out and we just were still comfortable at 2-1, kept possession. And it was quite professional in the way the last 15-20 minutes we kind of managed the game. And they didn't really have a shot, did they? They didn't have a shot at all. So, no, they had a shot right at the end, didn't they? And that was
you know what, lads? I was really confused. Who's playing that in the background? Can they just do the volume, please? Yeah, I was really confused. At the substitution where Kante came on, and we got like 20 minutes to go, and there's no striker on the pitch. And I was thinking, what if they had scored then? Then we would have been in trouble.
Yeah. I think I tweeted. I said, I hope we don't score because there's no one on the pitch who I can, I'm confident with to score the winner.
But apparently, I think he was injured. I think
they strapped him up, didn't they?
He had a. So maybe that's why, probably. But to bring, I guess the thing is, I think he was trying to play Callum Hudson-Odoi. Yeah, it was a bit risky, but I think, it brought a bit more solidity to the team. But Mount today, besides his goal, there was so many times, it was a good goal that he did. But besides that, just like sometimes players, obviously there's this whole romance about like playing for the club and all the things you want to play, but there's so much you can tell that man plays with passion, and you kind of and he always like that's the one thing you always got to like. He does the basics and he does the stuff the dirty work that you always want to play to do. Like what was it in the first half? I think one of the Sheffield United players. I think was it Jorginho or it was I think it was Jorginho. Yeah, so he didn't get the ball. He got the ball, kind of went around him, and Sheffield United was like 3 on goal. Mason Mount made a 40-yard sprint and actually won the ball back. Those things like that, or even at the 90th minute, to actually go and run at the defender and the right back and actually get the ball and actually make it the Chelsea throwing. Those moments are so important in a game.
You know what? I agree. Because I tweeted when he did that tracking back and won the ball back, and in that 92nd minute or 93rd minute, I just stood up and I gave him a round of applause, man, because I said, you know what, these are the things that people don't appreciate, because but this is what wins your games, man. Never say die till the 90th minute. You're going at it. You're playing for your badge, and that's the enthusiasm that you want to see from your players.
Yeah,
lads, I want to address this question here by Isaac. I'm actually planning on making a video in regards to Ziyech for tomorrow morning. But I want to know what you guys think about the Ziyech and Zuma situation, and why do you think they're not playing? I want to give Bobby a first crack at this question. Welcome to the stream, mate.
Thanks, Baggy. Evening, gents.
Hi, Bobby.
Hi. Yeah, Ziyech and Zuma. I've seen quite a bit about that on Twitter, and I'm not worried about it. For me, this is one of the things that, shall I say, irritates me. You have a squad. You have a large squad. You have to have 2 players in every position. There are going to be periods of time where some players won't get a game. And right now, it's Zuma's time. I think after the blunder of Rudiger today, I wouldn't be surprised if he sort of gets a spell on the bench. And Ziyech, the game hasn't really come for us to use him yet. Everybody looked at him as this sort of saviour. I don't think he is. I think he's slightly a luxury player. And certainly with Tuchel, who's all about points at the moment, he can't use Ziyech in every game. So I'm not bothered about it. And I don't know why anybody else is.
I kind of agree with that approach. From what we're seeing, we're using players to do a job on the day versus the opposition we're playing. And Ziyech ends up becoming a bit of a luxury player. Can he track back? Can he hustle people off the ball? Can he be strong aerially? No, to all of those. So then we have to create situations to utilize him for creativity, which means we have to give him protection, and that will come. And there's no rush, and there should be no rush. We have a squad that's not 11 players; it's 22 players, 23 players. So we have to be patient. We have to be patient, and we've seen so much rotation already. So we have to give these guys the time. And for me personally, from what I've seen of Ziyech post injury, the recent injury, I don't think he's back to his himself as yet. His left leg hasn't looked the same since. He's been taking corners pretty weak. His crosses have been pretty weak. I think Tuchel might be giving him time to kind of heal as well. Much needed rest probably for that leg, just to come back stronger.
Yeah.
Can I just jump into one quick thing, please, gentlemen? I was really happy to see that Tuchel didn't even have Havertz or Pulisic on the bench. He's got to do that sometimes. I don't know why. I mean, we have a full squad. Chelsea fans want to see every single player playing every single time. No, you can't do that. Look how Klopp eased in a few players into the team. Tuchel is doing the same thing, particularly with Havertz, and he's giving Pulisic a bit of a rest because of his muscular situation. We saw when he stretched it with Thiago Silva, how we've now lost him for a while because he's an old player. He has to play certain games, and that's it. You have to economize the players you have. You have to utilize the skills you have per game, and you can't play everybody every time, especially when they're not on form, and especially players like Ziyech right now. Just as the former guy said, he's not on form, so he's got to take some time out.
Yeah, a couple of things with Ziyech. Obviously, Tuchel would have seen the Man City game where he was at fault for maybe one or two of the goals by not tracking back and not doing the hard work, because he wants us to play good in and out of possession. And if you've got somebody who's not playing good out of possession, then that affects the whole of the team. And even he did start. I mean, he started against Wolves, didn't he? He started the first game against Wolves, and what we found in that game is that the midfield became a bit too static, because there's no one wanting to do what Mason Mount's doing now, running in behind, hassling and doing that sort of work. Both him and Havertz, when they wanted to get the ball received to them with their backs to the goal, and there was no direct movement, no running off the ball as such. So he's realised that he has to play Mount and another at the moment, and obviously we've got five for that position.
One more thing to add to that, Max. I find that Tuchel's been using the right wing to use all the width, all the way down that line. And if you play Ziyech and you play Reece James, neither of them have a right foot. They'll always be cutting back in to cross it. And I think that's something that he's trying to avoid, playing both of them on the same line at the same time. What do you guys say?
No, Reece has a right foot.
Not necessarily. I all match long, tell me one instance where he ran down the line and crossed. He can't do it.
But that's what I'm saying. Reece doesn't play that way. I know that I've had this argument with you before, Becky.
Neither does Ziyech, though.
Yeah, Reece James doesn't beat a man. He never beats his man. You know, he's all about movement, etc. But he doesn't beat his man.
1-2, and get past the man. I want to give Taiwan a chance to come in. Taiwan, what's your thoughts on this, mate?
You're on mute, Tyrone.
Taiwan, you're on mute.
I wanted to add to what Mikhail and Bobby said, and this is not necessarily a disrespect to Lampard, but what Tuchel is doing and why he reminds me so much of Klopp is he integrates players into the team. He doesn't just put them in automatically. They have to work for their spot and everything. So because of that,
I'm struggling to hear you, mate. And I think your kid has a good point there, but I'm struggling to hear it.
Wants to be part of the conversation, man.
Yeah.
Young fans,
man. Shout out to Taiwan's kids.
What do you all think about our midfielders not taking shots? It frustrates the hell out of me. What's all that about?
Kovacic, right? If he had a final ball and a shot, he'll be world class, mate.
Yeah,
there'll be no midfielder better than him, man. Because that guy does everything apart from when he gets to the final third, he just doesn't do it. I just don't understand.
Even Kante can't shoot anymore. You know, it's just appalling. I don't know what's going on.
You know what? Back in the day, Bag is gone. Hopefully comes back. Back in the day, people used to practice shooting. You know, that used to be after your training session. You used to have shooting practice all the time. So did these guys practice shooting? Because it doesn't look like they practice shooting.
It doesn't look like it at all.
Yeah, it's just terrible. It's shocking.
If he actually improves on that, we would score so many goals, because the amount of times that he's like running through on goal, like there were so many times he could have like just shot or made a quick pass.
Yeah.
We could have. You know, the good thing.
Oi, let's have it right, yeah. What I think we need, yeah, is a striker like Carlton Cole, yeah. I mean, he's got it all, really. He's fast, he's good, yeah. He knows where the goal is. I mean, if we sign him, pull him out of retirement, I think he'll start scoring for us, mate.
All right, let's bring back. Let me see, Bobby Tambly in that as well. We could get him in. He's the second best goal scorer, so let's get him out of retirement. Or Kerry Dixon.
Who's that?
I did find
he's
it odd.
Junk, man. He's out of junk.
Yeah, I did find it odd that when I looking at the starting lineup, I saw Giroud up there, and I was waiting for Giroud to get a chance, but then there was no nobody creatively playing at the starting lineup to actually service him. So it was kind of like a missed opportunity there that we had Callum come on later.
I think he was poor though.
Yeah, it didn't work.
He was poor. He's been poor in both games that he started.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, it's not. I know he didn't have a lot of opportunity. I agree with you, McCall, that he wasn't having. But his hold up play it wasn't as sharp as it usually is, and some of his layoffs. I remember he had an opportunity to lay it off to some. He had one person to his left, one to his right, and he just did a nothing ball.
But he hardly gets a run of games, right? So you bring him in once, and then he has to do it all over again every time,
but
right?
Even the other game, but his rotation. He played against
Wolves. He started against Wolves.
Yeah. Then obviously it was 3 days, let him rest, then he comes back into this game. So
I'd almost have brought him on as the change when Callum came on, and then started putting some service in and seeing if he can get to it. But I don't know. I kind of it was kind of like one of those moments where I'm like, I don't know if that's going to work, and it didn't really work. So no surprises there.
We do seem better in a way, I think, with Werner more more of a central strike, and then having
the pace, right? With the pace, he just puts that doubt in people's minds.
But Werner is definitely better in the centre than he's on the wing.
Yeah,
definitely.
Because Pulisic, Mount, and then Hudson-Odoi, like that's more. Just I think Tammy Abraham can get to a team, but Giroud is just a bit. The thing is with Giroud, he can be good at hold up play, but it's just his turn of movement and pace. The amount of times today we could have just broken through the defense, and we just that slight pass. But
going back to Werner, it's a pity he couldn't put a bit more purchase on that. That one right at the beginning. It was a nice little knock over the goalkeeper, but he just didn't have enough on it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you guys a question. I mean, when I watched the game on beIN Sports with the Arabic commentators, so obviously they have a different perspective on the game than the English commentators. They seem to think that the goal that we conceded was not just Rudiger's fault, but it was Mendy's error as well. So what's your take on that?
No. It's all Rudiger for me.
Yeah,
he was in total control of that.
With that many bodies around you, you can't be waiting for the goalie to collect the ball. You have to clear it. If you're the closest, you have to put your foot through it. And that kind of decisioning has always been suspect with Rudiger. In tight situations, he more often than not makes the wrong choices. That's what makes me nervous about him starting for us. There's always that mistake in him. I get why he did it, because it was one of those 50-50 situations, but he was closer. He should have taken it.
Yeah.
No, but I think we're so used to Mendy now and all the things he does that we're getting spoiled. Mendy saves us a lot still, and a lot of the things that he's stopping, if we had Kepa there, we would be getting tanked. But because we're now used to it, he's become a bit of a target. Any little thing that he does that looks a bit shaky, people criticize him. I suppose it's bound to happen. But I'm still very appreciative of Mendy. I think he did a lot of things. He plucked balls from the air and took away pressure from the defense when he had to. He stopped some very, very dangerous shots that were goal-bound. All these things that we don't really see. Playing balls out from the back, the little sweeper keeper bit that he does, although it sort of gets me a bit worried sometimes, but it's been necessary. So no, I don't. I won't buy that one. That was Rudiger all the way.
Yeah, I'm starting to get used to him with his feet now. I was a bit worried, but he's quite able with the ball.
He looks a bit dodgy,
and it comes to taking ownership too, right? We can't just pass the buck in those situations. Even if you made the wrong call, as long as you're willing to take ownership, we can understand that. Okay, it was a decision we took. We cleared it. Maybe we could have given time for Mendy to have collected it, but it wasn't worth taking a chance. That decision making, that ownership. It needs to be there in the center backs.
Mm-hmm. And you can also see the reaction. Sorry, Max. You can also see the reaction in on Rudiger's face. He knew he made a big blunder there.
Yeah.
But Mendy's reaction was, "I can't believe he done that." It's like you can see the reaction. By the way, if anybody else watches the match on Bein Sports, the commentator can't tell the difference between Tammy Abraham and Callum Hudson-Odoi. He always mixes them up. Always, man. It's like, Giroud is about to come off and Tammy is getting ready to come on. And I'm looking and it's Callum. And then, right at the end, he's like, oh, I made a mistake. It's Callum, number 20.
Yeah.
Guys, I just want to remind everyone, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you haven't hit the like button, it would really help my channel to grow if you were to do that. Appreciate that. Carry on, lads.
Yeah, I'm just going on back to DJ Sav, where he says he's a bit dodgy with his feet, but not as dodgy as the goalkeeper who played for Liverpool today.
Oh, Alisson had a bad one.
Oh my God!
Oh, goodness me!
His
Comical or what?
Kepa Blunder.
Twice. Yeah.
Oh, mate. Oh, seriously.
Well, let's go back to Chelsea.
Yeah, for sure. Can I just ask you guys a quick question? Did any of you happen to see Graham Souness's match thoughts after the game?
Yeah.
What, after our game?
Yeah, after our game. Did you hear what he said? That man's got a Timo Werner agenda, man. He really has, honestly.
Yes, he does.
Seriously.
So what is he saying about?
He's basically saying that he thinks he dived for that penalty kick.
Oh,
he knows it should have been a penalty. Yeah. He goes. It's all these players bringing it into this country. He goes from a different country, come to seem to do it here.
What?
Literally, almost saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? He said that?
Saying that
DJ, 1 minute. What did he? Because obviously I didn't watch the Liverpool post-match. What did he say about the Salah one?
Salah one, I didn't get a chance to catch him on that. Oh yeah,
it'll be interesting to see what he said about the Salah.
No, I know what he said.
Yeah,
I know. He just grabbed his arm. You can't grab someone's arm and pull them down to penalty.
Come on! He didn't even grab his arm. He touched his arm and then he threw himself to the floor.
And apparently with Werner's one, it was more he touched the goalkeeper's leg and he went down on the floor. And he goes, I don't understand how that was he goes, I just don't know what this VAR is all about. He's come out and said, don't talk about it
ridiculous.
Anymore. Honestly, I tell you.
Listen, Bobby has always said it, and I agree with him, that Sky Sports, no matter what, Sky Sports, BT or whatever, they've got an agenda against Chelsea. They have. And it's, the commentary is just so biased. He's a Liverpool man, isn't he? So he's always going to...
Yeah, especially Graham Souness.
Oh, for sure.
Graham Souness.
They had two Manchester players, City and United, and a Liverpool ex-player. Of course they're going to slaughter Chelsea. They always do that. It drives me mad, To be fair to BT Sports, recently they've been trying to address that. At least they get an ex-Chelsea man, to try and cover Chelsea
comes on again, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Who's the most biased guy? Steve McManaman. The amount of times.
Goodness me, yeah.
He's the most biased guy I've ever seen in my life. Like, I thought Gary Neville was biased, but Steve McManaman, oh my God.
He's awful.
He's talking about
you know what, lads? It's a little bit of our fault as well, because not a lot of our ex-players, are becoming pundits. I mean, Frank Lampard had a pot shot on that for a little bit before he became a manager, but a lot of our ex-Chelsea players don't do it. I mean,
what's happened to Graham Lasseau? Because Graham Lasseau used to be on it, and he
used to be. Yeah, Graham Lasseau was a good one.
Yeah,
but,
Jimmy Floyd now and again. Why don't they bring Jimmy Floyd on today? Because Jimmy Floyd is on a Sky. Yeah, they should have brought him.
Jimmy Floyd is managing that. He's a manager.
Yeah, he's busy.
Yeah, he is. Burton, innit? And we also have Jason Cundy on Talk Sport as well.
Yeah. But for some reason they don't like inviting Jason, because he'll say it as it is.
Yeah.
Or Frank Sinclair, players like that. They don't mess around, they'll just say it as it is with Chelsea.
Oh yeah. No, I totally agree, Bobby. Totally agree. I don't know what it is with the agenda against Chelsea. I mean, I just couldn't believe Graham Souness today's words. And Timo Werner for me was probably our best player on the pitch today. I mean, he didn't score, but he got the penalty. He set up the first goal. I mean, what more does that? I mean, the only thing that obviously was missing in his game today was a goal. And for me, the performance he put on today, I think he will score. The goals will come. He's trying to get in up positions. I just think people are just so on the agenda with him at the moment. They're just ready to honestly.
And what I like about the kid is that even if he has one of those moments early on in the game, he still powers through them and still ends up creating an assist or two. as he's done today, and even previous matches.
Could I make one
That
comparison?
shows character as well.
Lads,
Definitely.
question. Ben Chilwell substituted again. How did he perform? And is Alonso threatening Chilwell's position?
Definitely.
Indifferent. He was indifferent for me today.
Definitely, yeah, I
Again,
agree.
he was lucky with that penalty that was saved by the offside. He does come in clumsily at times when it comes into the penalty box, and his crosses weren't really doing anything.
He just made one
Alonso,
good pass for the
for the goal that led up to the first goal, yeah. But I've always said it. I don't think him or Reece James are wing backs. They're fullbacks, and I don't think he suits the wing back role for me.
Yeah, agreed. And the other thing I'll also point out, today, Thomas Tuchel. One thing's for sure, we know one thing, I think, on this panel. I don't know if you guys saw at the end of the match. He loves Callum Hudson-Odoi. Do you know that? Did you see the big hug he gave him at the end of the match? Out of all the plays, he gave him the biggest hug on the whole pitch. When he
But
went
Callum's a different player under him.
Yeah,
He
Who
is.
is this player? It's like a new
Definitely.
signing.
You know what? The Germans rate him highly, as you can see with Bayern Munich. And you know what?
You see him warming up. You see him warming up as he was getting on the pitch. He's all doing this, licking his lips. He's like, I'm about to get on, you know.
But
that is some positive energy. That is real positive energy.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that Bayern Munich were looking for him. You know what I mean? Like if especially Bayern Munich of all clubs that, you know, any time they always bring in new players, they always tend to do well. So I think if you know Bayern Munich were on the, you know, wanting to get him, then you know that there is something there, you know.
I kind of think that it's a Chelsea thing to not play to players' strengths, especially attacking players. They're expected to conform to whatever style of play Chelsea is playing, being the traditional 9 or whatever you might want to call the hold-up man. And so it's refreshing to see us starting to play to people's strengths, whether it be Callum or Werner. We have to play to our attacking players' strengths to have better chances of being effective as a team, especially with so many of them now.
One thing that's really coming out now, as far as personnel is concerned, is Chelsea do need Haaland. They do need either Upamecano or Alaba. And they certainly need. I don't know if they're even looking at Declan Rice anymore.
I saw a link to Boateng.
Lads, one second. I want to address these questions, but before we move into the transfers, because I actually want to conclude on the transfers. Before we move on to the transfers, there's one player I want to talk about before we move on, and that is Tuchel's son. You know what I'm talking about?
Mason Mount.
Mason Mount.
when you guys think, I mean, you know what? I'll be honest with you lot. Yeah. I'm actually enjoying the way Mason Mount is playing now a lot more than under Lampard.
Yes.
Because I think he's playing with more freedom.
Yeah. Higher more pitch, right?
He knows what he's supposed to be doing. And that it just shows. I mean, the way he's playing, the goal today, it's just pure class, man.
You know what? That guy has got the attitude. I mentioned him before, but he's got the attitude that we need, and he's got the attitude to succeed. I've been following his career since he's in the youth team, and you know what? You know, his dad told him to move away from Chelsea. No one's made it in the first team since John Terry. He said, "You know what? I'll be the next." At Vitesse, when he went to Vitesse, he wasn't getting into the side. Again, his dad told him to move out. He said, "No, I'm going to prove myself here." He ended up winning their player of the season.
Yep, he's going to be the next Chelsea skipper for sure.
Every manager this manager's come in. He was left out in the first game. Now he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet.
No wonder why. No wonder why Lampard and even Southgate, they like him so much, because I think it's just not. Obviously, I think okay, maybe Hudson-Odoi on eye, he doesn't look like kind of that silky player. He doesn't. He's not that player. He's not like a Phil Foden. He's not maybe naturally like talented as such a player. But the things that he does, he has those qualities that are important within a squad to kind of bring in. He's kind of, I wouldn't compare him to Jordan Henderson, but I can see him becoming that kind of player where he's kind of maybe that has the kind of the qualities like but he's kind of important to the team to really play well.
Mason's already important to the team.
Yeah,
he can only get better. It's at first I used to think it was hype, but now I've seen he's the real deal. He really is. The only thing he needs to do is improve his his shooting.
His shooting, yeah.
And
although today's one weren't bad, was it?
No. He's going to be there. And as I say, that's our next skipper at Chelsea for sure. For sure. He loves the club, his endeavour, everything about him. Wow, what a player.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see he's playing through the middle more, and he's playing higher up the pitch, as opposed to when he was playing as an 8, he was dropping in down deeper, and then that ability to be dangerous around the box, around the top of the box, so it wasn't presenting itself as it did today.
And one thing he gives us as well is those quick passes. I love the way he moves the ball really fast. Sometimes our players like to ponder on the ball a bit, but his first thing is to get the ball, keep it moving.
I think that was the difference today.
No, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say for Christensen today. I normally slaughter Christensen. He's not my favourite player, but he really performed today. I was pleasantly surprised by his application today. It was good.
Yeah, he was strong. I remember there was once towards the end of the game, there was like a one-on-one situation with what's it? Matt Byrne, was it Sharp? Yeah, Billy Sharp.
It was both of them. They were just
and I thought, oh no, he's going to lose it. But he showed a lot of strength, and he's come away with the ball and he stood his ground. Yeah. And some of the headers, he was getting his body in the line on the line. That's what I like to see. Yeah.
He did well today.
For sure. Yep.
Lads, I want to go to the point that Bobby made about the transfers. You're able, and we know Abramovich is looking to get a couple of players in the summer. That's been reported. If you're able to bring in 2 players and sell 2 players, I want to know who you'd bring in and who you'd sell. Starting from Alex.
I have to be the first.
Talk about putting you under the spot, yeah, but you haven't said nothing for a bit, so I thought I'd do it.
I think centre back is important. I think of all positions, I think commanding centre back, someone who's just gonna kind of not obviously. I think there isn't such things like there isn't a Van Dijk out there, but it's more like that defender that will improve other players around him, and maybe I don't know, Haaland, if it happens. To be honest, I don't really see much. It could happen, but I don't see it happening. I think it's either. I think a centre back and centre back and a striker. Centre back and a striker.
Who are you selling then? You haven't done that yet.
Okay, I think we need to sell one of us. I think I'm selling Rudiger. I'm selling Rudiger and
Kepa.
And I'm selling
first on the list, Kepa.
But can there be players who are out on loan? Like there's better players we have to sell. But Kepa, but he's not gonna get no one's gonna
Kepa, leave Kepa out of this because we all want to sell Kepa. Leave Kepa out of this.
We'll all pitch in.
We'll give him away.
Yeah.
Just sell
Drive
Barkley.
Drive him to the airport.
Yep.
Sell Barkley, give him to Aston Villa. Because for the moment, the teams we've got in midfield. Like most of the teams, the only player I see that shouldn't really be there is maybe because Alonso, I think he's always good just to have if you want to change the formation. I think Rudiger and Barkley, when Barkley comes back after his loan, I think he just give him to Aston Villa.
I guess you must have not been happy with his antics in the last game, with him kicking the cross.
No, but just give it to him. That's his level. He's playing well. It's good he's having a good season because then Aston Villa, we can have him because we already have so many players who are better than him in that position. So I think Barkley can go, and then
They're talking about 40 mil as well, aren't they?
Yeah, rather bring Ruben Loftus-Cheek back and sell Barkley.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
So
Max.
yeah,
Go ahead, mate.
I
Your
agree.
turn.
I think if we can get someone to finish off all these chances, Haaland definitely is going to be my man, and he can. Werner can play off him as well, so that's not a problem. Are you talking about selling players to generate money, or just selling anybody?
Whether you feel is
I'll sell
needed.
Giroud because Giroud was probably in his last season. So I'll just go.
Yeah.
So one striker in, one striker out. So Giroud goes. And for me, Alaba, because what Alaba can do, he can play in certain positions. He can play as a centre back, or he can play as midfield. Two positions that would, or left back. So we've got a 3-in-1 then. So because we've got a 3-in-1, I'll give you a couple more players I'll sell. So for the midfield, as good as Jorginho is, I still don't think he suits us in the physical game. So generate some cash from him. We'll sell Emerson. We can get some cash from Emerson, and a centre back as well, probably Rudiger. So so that way we got 4 players out of 2 in. There you go.
You know what, Max? Jorginho, with the way he's playing right now, I think selling him would be the best time in the summer, because I think we will actually get a suitor for him, and people for him, because he's performing all right. I'm going to leave Bobby to the end because it was his question, so I'll leave Bobby to, or his subject. So I'll leave it to the end.
Alaba's 28.
Yeah, he is about 29 now, I think, bro. Yeah,
so it's the perfect.
Still in his prime. Yeah.
So Mikhail, can we hear your thoughts on this? Your players.
I'm just going to steal from everybody else's. I think Emerson pops up in as potentially redundant, but I can see him staying as well. I don't know. But at the same time, Rudiger for me always needed to go. He always had a mistake in him, and we're trying to change that culture at the back of being prone to mistakes. So he has to go for that reason. I don't think he's terrible, but as today we witnessed, he can be scary. And I don't know if Giroud can be sold. I think his contract is going to run out anyway, so that's not an option. So we're left with. Maybe Jorginho, if we're bringing somebody in, and if we're not bringing anybody in, then those 2 probably for now. Yeah.
All right. DJ?
It's a tough one. And before I was actually saying Christensen before, but after seeing him today, I actually thought he was all right. So I'm probably going to say Rudiger for sure to go. Who else would I say? Emerson is another one. Who I'd bring in? Alaba. Upamecano in the defence. I'd say other ones, but I definitely. You guys, it's funny you guys were alluding to Jorginho. From what I read recently and lately, apparently he's going to be signing an extension to his contract along with Thiago Silva as well. So I don't think he'll be going anywhere.
Yeah,
Jorginho.
Thiago will be staying on for another season by the looks of things.
When he plays against a couple more physical sides, I think Tuchel may change his decision.
Yeah, and I think and I also saw another thing. I mean, look out for another kid who might be coming to Chelsea in the summer. It's only because I'm Portuguese. I follow a lot of Portuguese football. There's one kid that we're heavily linked with, and I know Tuchel likes him. There's been a lot of talk about, and they've actually sent scouts to see him. Gelson Fernandes. Watch out for him in the summer. Winger.
Sweet.
What is he the one who was at Tottenham?
No, the one both Tottenham and no. This is kid's only 17.
Oh, is he that winger?
The winger. He plays for
Arsenal were after him as well, and we were linked with him earlier last year. Yeah.
Apparently he's been looked at quite heavily. He's been watched a few times as well, from what I gather.
They're talking about him as the next Ronaldo, aren't they?
Yeah.
We need to bring some more experience in the team. I think that's vital. I think that's important.
Yeah.
And I think Haaland. Sorry, Baggy. Haaland. I've heard Manchester City are now putting their names in the hat now. 100 million.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to talk about Christensen, who you mentioned. Christensen is a very good defender in the 3 centre back system.
Yeah.
We've seen him perform. Pretty much every time he's played in the back 3, he's performed. So yeah, I mean, if that's the way Tuchel's moving forward, then I reckon Rudiger will be the one to go, and Christensen will probably stay. Bobby, I know you've been dying to get into this, so yours.
Yeah, actually, a lot of guys have stolen my thunder. Definitely, everybody's talking about Haaland for Giroud. I think that's a given, really. Whether City come in for him or not, well, it's left to be seen. I personally think he would prefer to come to Chelsea than City because of the Tuchel effect and the fact that Chelsea's probably a more exciting project. However, money talks, so we don't know. Definitely Alaba because of his versatility, and Upamecano. Players to go. I've heard that the contract extension for Jorginho is just to maintain his value. So if he's playing well now, definitely we could put him on the market along with Rudiger if it's to raise money. But there are loads of players we need to offload. Emerson needs to go since Alonso's back in favour. And then all the deadwood types like your Drinkwaters of this world and your Batshuayis and all that. We've just got to get rid of them. All these loans for some of these players. Loans should be for the younger players, not these older, players that just they're never going to play for Chelsea. So they may as well move on. I mean, I'm surprised Baba Rahman's still linked with Chelsea. Gosh, I thought it's like he's been with us
I
forever.
forgot about him.
Yeah, exactly.
It's true.
He's going to be longer than Piazon, though. Anyone going to be there longer than Piazon without playing?
I'm gonna put a name out there. I'm gonna put a name out there that I want to see what you guys are gonna react. If things go the way they are right now, do you think Timo Werner will be put on the an availability list for a transfer out?
No.
Definitely
No.
He's only been one season back in it. I mean, I think he needs a proper. I know all clubs have not had a pre-season, but I think this guy needs that. The guy's talented. I mean, for the last 2 seasons, I know the Bundesliga is not as physical and not as quick as a Premiership yet, but he don't score over 20 goals, second to Lewandowski for no reason for the last 2 seasons. I mean, the guy is a talent, and I think he just needs to be given a time, and I hope he gets given the time.
Yeah. And he scores a lot for Germany as well, doesn't he? So,
yeah, he does.
He's not the striker that will like dribble and do really quick movements. He's just there just to kind of gain that position and just score and make.
And if you start playing to that strength of him running into the box at pace, a lot of teams play for the penalties these days. Why can't we? The way he has been.
Yeah. You know what, Mikhail? Today I saw one ball being played that if we had 3 or 4 more like that played, Timo Werner would be the top scorer of the league right now, and that is the ball that Kovacic, what was it? Shift and triangle. People, guys, would know what I'm talking about. Shift and triangle, yeah. Down the center, straight to Werner. He wasn't able to convert that, but passes like that is what he needs. He needs people to feed him through balls and look out for his runs. And I would really, really believe that Timo Werner would be scoring more goals if he had more passes like that.
Sorry,
go ahead.
I was going to say, even his cutback, that pass for him, usually we would never pass that. So it was refreshing to see that pass being made that allowed him to actually run in to grab the ball ahead of the defender and then to be able to cut back from there. We usually don't try those things as a team. So that will change. I think it's something that the rest of the team has to also get used to, is spotting those runs or spotting those opportunities for him to actually outrun the opposition.
That will come with coaching, because Tuchel's going to identify that anyway. So once they spend more time on the training ground, I'm sure that he's going to be getting those balls played to him.
Sure. I want to address this question here by the King Knight. I always put the link to the call-in at the beginning of the video, and I normally take on the first 6-7 people who join. So to join, you need to be here early and jump in at the beginning. I normally have a couple of people in the back room, but right now we're getting towards the end of the video. So next time I stream, I'll give you a chance to join in, Night King.
Can I
Lads,
say one thing on Pulisic before you carry on? Because I was just
yeah,
looking
go
on.
ahead.
Tuchel
Mate.
said he was left out today because of family issues. So,
He
so I
wants to
hope
watch the
Okay.
Super Bowl. He just wants to
Yes.
yeah, that's what it is. Yeah,
Is there
I
with the
just wonder
family?
what. I
yeah,
just
it's there
wonder
with his
what.
family or with popcorn. With the popcorn's out, the Coca-Cola in the air.
I
Hey,
just wonder what
You
you
know.
guys think about this top four situation. It's
mm,
tight. It is
yeah.
so tight. I'm
You
praying
know
that
what?
Leicester start to bottle it because without that, it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, that's why we needed to get that win today. That's why.
Oh,
So
definitely.
all the other results this week and went our way. So a point behind Liverpool. We only have 4 points off Leicester now, and even Everton got a game in hand, but their game in hand's against Man City. So it's good.
It was a scrappy game, but it was fantastic 3 points for sure.
Yeah.
We have Southampton and Newcastle like for the next kind of. We have FA Cup, obviously Champions League, Newcastle, and Southampton. After those games, if we win all those games, then it's a good thing because after those games, then we go Man U, Everton, Leeds. I think we also have Liverpool the next.
Yeah, we have.
So we need to win. We need to win our last 3 or 4 games to kind of have a chance. If we don't beat Newcastle or Southampton, we need to get maximum points to actually maybe have a chance to go and kind of because Everton are playing well. Leeds, you never know. They're a good team. They play well, and then it's just we need to get those points where kind of the teams that we should be winning against. That's the important at the moment.
After Southampton's 9-0 nonsense with Man United, I will never forgive them anything anymore. They better not turn around and start acting like a decent team after
They will. They're going to do
Trust
that.
me, they're going to perform against us. I see.
Yeah, prime Barcelona, prime Bayern Munich. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the Man U game though, because I think we can. Yeah, if we can turn them over, then that would be good.
Yeah, you know what? The timing of it is pretty good as well. With the current form we're in, with the current results we're having, to be honest, I think we still have a few more gears to go. Because right now, the team feels like it's playing within itself. I think that the players are just as confused as we are in regards to who's going to be playing in the next match. So I have this feeling that we haven't seen the best of Tuchel yet, and I think there's still a lot more to come.
Given the summer, I think this is a long preseason for him. I think we should be excited to see what actually happens for the next season to see, because obviously I think he hasn't. The good thing is the good thing that we can see is that obviously I think you can tell already the players are playing under some kind of system he's told them. But the thing is, Chelsea and Tuchel, or just even the team and Tuchel, they haven't had much time to actually train. It's been always 1 day rest and then prepare for the matches. There hasn't been time just to kind of train and kind of come up with some kind of shape and formation. There hasn't been that kind of time, that kind of bond between the manager and the players.
Alex, you know what, Alex? He came in, literally had 1 training session, and then managed the team in the league. That's not easy. No one does that. Every manager who comes in, he will have 1 game where he watches the team. He'll have a caretaker, take the blame for that defeat, for that draw. Because once you come in and you manage the team, that result is on you. Whether you've been there for 5 minutes or whether you've been there for 5 days. And so for him to do that, it shows that he has belief in himself. And when you're able to project that belief onto the players, that confidence, and we're seeing that. We're seeing that the players on the pitch, they have that belief in themselves, they have that confidence, and that boost. They're taking it from the manager. And I'm not going to go back to the previous regime and say, look, that man wasn't giving him the confidence and whatnot, because I just think he wasn't able to do it. Not that he doesn't want to. I think he wasn't able to do it. While this guy knows how to do it, he's had more experience and he's able to channel the confidence from him to the players.
For sure. They bought in.
Do you remember this guy that was on Matt's platform? Alfred. Do you remember that day, Baggy?
Yeah.
He was caning Lampard, and But you know what? In
Yeah.
retrospect, he was quite right about a lot of the things he was saying. I'll be interested in knowing what he thinks about Tuchel.
I actually saw him. I actually saw him on another stream. I can't remember who it was with. Might have been with the Cab Gats for you. And he was talking. He was talking the same, logic that he was talking when he was with us. And listening to it on that channel, I kind of agreed with more, now than then. But there is one thing that I think I still disagree with, and it's his point of view in regards to the bias, in regards to the British players and whatnot. That I still think is, he's really about that.
That was a bit. I think it's probably because it seemed there was a bit of a cultural thing, and he probably didn't know how to really express himself. But
I agree.
I'd love to see him again because
Alfred, if you're watching this video live or when it's recorded, love to have you on. We'll have another discussion with you.
Yeah.
So invitation to Alfred.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I'm gonna call it a night. Is that me? Okay, unless I want to call it a night, and I want to say thank you for being here and taking part in my stream. Really enjoyed talking to you guys, and we should continue doing this. A good debate, good discussion, and I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined in the chat. We've had some good comments, we've had some bad comments as well. I have not displayed on the screen, so if you guys want to go back and check them out later, it's up to you. Yeah, and Alex, Alex got some comments in there that he needs to look at. I'm not going to say what they are, but
I've seen them. I've seen a couple of
them.
Yeah.
Alex, you got a fan, mate. You got a fan.
Well, I'm having a look now.
What was that? What was it, Alex?
What was I don't think Alex wants to say.
Oh, see, okay.
You go back and check.
All right, I'll check that.
All right, boys. Thanks a lot.
All right, have a great night. Thanks for having us.
I'll catch you all later.
Take care, guys.
Pleasure, mate.
Thanks for having us.
Peace out. Peace out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.